Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me again after a brief lapse is Col Mayank Chaubey. Let's welcome the good Colonel. Colonel Saab, Namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you?
Namaskar, Sree. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Sirji, it was supposed to have been yesterday at 10 a.m., but I had some other thing. I was traveling, so I couldn't make it. So thank you so much for agreeing to come tonight. And we have a very interesting topic. See, every time this guy, failed marshal, I'm sorry,
there is a feedback, Sree.
I see. Huh. Can our editor confirm if he's getting a feedback also? 1 second. Fine on his side. Sirji, if you don't mind, can you log out and log back in? Thank you. Thank you. It'll be just a moment, viewers, before he comes back. By the way, those of you who are waiting for your Sengol, it's now available and it is shipping in volumes. And if you look at the bottom, there is a QR code. And this QR code you can scan for somebody like, for example, they come to your house, they see it sitting on your desk, they really like it, and they want to order it. All you do is tell them, okay, just scan this QR code and place your order. So in your own small way, you can help us promote this idea. Thank you so much. Thanks in advance. So say something. Is it better now?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay. I've noticed this problem with StreamYard. Once in a while, it does this thing. So I have the question for you, Sirji. What is really going on with Pakistan? Every time they make these kinds of threats, somewhere they are thinking they are going to create something. We had this one ambush that was foiled in Baramulla. One Indian soldier was killed. So is there a threshold like India says, okay, if 5 soldiers are killed, then we are going to hit back? Because this is actually an act of war. Sir, over to you.
Yes, Sree. आपने जिस बात का जिक्र किया, what they are trying to do is they are trying to test waters. And this is a tendency which I have noticed in the Pakistani forces. And what they do is they try to push to test that what will be the threshold beyond which the Indian forces will retaliate. Now, if you take your mind back to the Pathankot incident, they did Pathankot, and then after Pathankot, we went a way ahead. We invited their ISI agents to come to our forward air base. And they did the investigation and they said that no, some elements came here, but then they didn't have any backing. But after that, they did Uri. And after Uri, we did the surgical strikes. So Uri was a test case for them that, okay, if we do something like this, then Indian forces will retaliate. The second error that they did was Pahalgam. Not Pahalgam, Pulwama. Pulwama, we went and we hammered the daylights out of the terrace. So Balakot was destroyed and we came back victorious. So they are constantly testing the patience of the Indian state and the Indian forces. Now, why have I used the word Indian state? Because Prime Minister Modi, on the 12th of May, after Operation Sindoor was paused, he gave a statement that any act of terror will be treated as an act of war. So what happens is that Field Marshal Asim Munir goes to Tampa and he rants there that the Indian side is just like a Mercedes and we are like a dumper truck. And he makes all sort of silly statements. I will term them as silly because a person of that stature, why am I saying stature? He's a field marshal. Maybe by choosing, maybe by force, whatever he has used, but he still holds the rank of a field marshal. And you expect certain courtesies and certain decency out of that rank, which unfortunately he didn't deserve or he didn't try to demonstrate. And he chose a very wrong thing. It was a very good event, a black tie event, which was happening in Tampa. And he went there and he spoke on the American soil. Why he spoke on the American soil, we can discuss that later. So now what happens is that after his statement, there is a bat attack. And Havaldar Ankit, if I'm not wrong, the Jawan's name is, he loses his life. And as you said, in the Uri sector, he lost his life and they went back. And now this was not a one-off incident. The earlier bat attack, if you recollect, happened on the 4th and 5th of February, where they tried to infiltrate and we inflicted heavy casualties on that team. So after Operation Sindoor, this was the first such act which was being carried out. So they are now desperately trying to test waters as to what will the Indian state do. The Prime Minister has given a statement that it will be treated as an act of war. But will India really consider this as an act of war is yet to be seen. So the waters are being tested, and let's see how the Indian state responds to this threat.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, it's not just one guy. Once he says it, then the political system, even the non-functioning, non-effective political system, wakes up and says, oh, we need to weigh in too. And Shehbaz Sharif says something, Bhutto says something, and then that other guy, I'm forgetting his name, he also says something. I mean, what does the rank and file of the Pakistani army think about all these things? They know the real reality, isn't it, Colonel Chaubey?
Ji, Sree, what is happening is that sources have informed that the Pakistani forces have a particular mindset. And the mindset is, please mark my words very carefully, that they believe that if in case they engage with India in a 14-day war, a 14-day war will result in somebody coming and intervening. So they are just preparing for a 14-day, I won't call it a war, it will be a skirmish. Because this thing will never happen, that a ceasefire will be achieved within 14 days, unless somebody intervenes. And that is their thought process. So what I mean to say is that the Pakistanis are prepared for two things. Either they will go in for a ceasefire where somebody intervenes, or they will surrender. If you remember, the last 14-day war that they fought with India was in 1971, where 93,000 soldiers surrendered meekly to the Indian forces. So they are prepared to surrender, or they are waiting for somebody to intervene and stop the war. So that is the thought process which is prevalent in the Pakistani armed forces as per my sources. So if a force is fighting with such a thought process, they are ready to sacrifice everything. Just for 14 days, they want to sustain themselves. And if in case they feel that they are the dumper truck, so that dumper truck can always bang into a Mercedes, but that Mercedes may not be a Mercedes car. It may be a Mercedes trawler, which has got around 16 wheels. So the dumper truck will be trampled if in case they try to ram into a Mercedes trawler. That is what I wanted to say.
Well, see, in all these rhetorics, there appears to be some sort of how would I say this, a blessing of wink wink nod nod from the United States establishment. Maybe it's because US thinks that India needs to accept the GMO crops, which is now really one of the big sticking points, and India firmly saying no way. And if so, US is saying okay, we'll give you the latest machinery, latest arms and ammunition equipment, and you go and prepare for the 14-day war. Because I'm really shocked that Asim Munir said something like that without giving some sort of a hint to the defense establishment in the United States. Thus far, I have seen the defense establishment to be quite responsible. Here, he's seen shaking with the current chief of staff and lots of bigwigs in the army and the US armed forces. To me, as an American, it's very repugnant, repulsive. So, what do you think is going on here? These people think that America has their back? What are they thinking?
Sree, I am trying to put two and two together. What is happening is that Pakistan has been engaging in this nuclear saber rattling for quite some time. Back at home also, and they have used the international fora just to create that fear that if in case India does something, but we will not keep quiet, and we also have something. So what happens that the world feels that this area, the Indian subcontinent, will become the biggest flashpoint if in case something like this happens. So everybody rushes to douse that so-called imaginary fire which has been lit by Pakistan at all fora. Now this time in Operation Sindoor, we had called the bluff. And the Prime Minister, he categorically said that we will not accept that nuclear bluff. So General Asim Munir is desperately trying to say that we still have some nuclear assets. But then will the Indian state buy this statement? It's $1 million question. As an independent analyst, I find that Pakistanis are left with nothing. So it is all in thin air that they are ranting that we are having nuclear weapons. I really doubt whether they have anything left or not. Okay, if the Americans are so benevolent and if they provide them with some armament and ammunition, that won't be a big surprise to me. So Pakistan will definitely try that nuclear saber rattling, and India will never buckle down. What I visualize is that the threshold has been crossed, and now the Indian forces will not hold bar if in case Pakistan tries this. Now this bat action has just recently been taken place. I am very sure that retaliation will go. When the retaliation goes, where the retaliation goes, it is too premature for anybody to guess, and it is wrong on people like us to say that this might happen. But I foresee that something is definitely going to take place, because you have been hearing statements from the Chief of the Army Staff of the Indian Army saying that Operation Sindoor is still in progress. And the Pakistani is saying that our guard is always up. We have not let our guard down. So the Pakistanis also know that the Indians are going to come. And if in case they decide to come, the Indians are going to come very heavy on Pakistan. So Pakistan should now be shaken and rattled if in case this bat action team has done something like killing an Indian soldier. So repercussions will be there, and we have to just wait and watch.
You know, every so often there is this story of whether India should play cricket with Pakistan or not. And it's surprising that India is again going to go and play in Asia Cup. I don't know who's hosting it this time. The thing doesn't matter. On a principle, why is India, do you think, in your opinion, why is India continuing to play cricket with Pakistan?
Sree, if given a choice, if I'm the decision maker, I will stop all such activities. Till such time you don't follow some confidence building measures. You hand over those two goons to us. I won't call them terrorists also. They are hiding like, some animal who goes inside and buries himself in the deep under the earth, fearing death. That is what is happening to these two characters. And Mr. Bhutto has gone on record to say that if in case India gives enough proof, they are ready to hand them over. So that is the value they allot to these two characters. So if in case these guys are there, they will desperately try to prove that yes, they have some value. And this bat attack, you know that these bat attacks, they have got terrorists which come from Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. They are incorporated, and Pakistani regulars take part in these attacks. So these two leaders, so-called leaders, they are trying to prove their relevance. And what I visualize is that they have tried to prove their relevance now, maybe in conjunction with the Pakistani Armed Forces regulars. And of course, why maybe, it is definitely there. So they are trying to prove their relevance by doing so. And the Pakistani army is yet another terrorist force, which is yet to be labeled as such. All that they do is they carry a uniform with them, and they have certain drills that they follow. But then they are again a terrorist force. So they are trying to test the waters. And I find that any Bollywood activity or any cricketing activity or any hockey activity, I think should take a back seat. If in case these people who are the decision makers, they value the life of their men. And when I say their men, that means the people from the armed forces and the civilians who become casualty in firing across the line of control. If these people who are at the decision making level, if in case they value an Indian citizen life, they will not do it. So personally speaking, I am against all such activities. Yes, I believe in peace, but then peace has to be paid in some coins. The peace cannot be one-sided. It has to come from the opposite side also. If I try to shake your hand, and if in case you are holding a dagger in your hand, I might as well sever your hand rather than extending my hand for friendship.
Thank you so much, Colonel Saab. And let's take a few questions now. And sir, on the back of your wall is a beautiful sign there. Maybe you want to explain that before we go to questions?
Sure, Sree. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. This is the logo of the foundation which I represent in India. It is the Breast Cancer in Young Women Foundation. It is headquartered in Denver in the USA. And very graciously, they have nominated me as the global ambassador. Now, Sree, what is happening is that people are concentrating on breast cancer in older women. When I say older women, that is 40 plus. But what we are doing is we are not paying heed to the breast cancer, which is now being detected in young ladies. Young girls of the age of 18 to 39 are also prone to this disease. So, in pursuant to this effort of awareness, today, Sree, just a few hours back, we have returned from the Doon University in Dehradun, where we had this awareness event. And I was very pleasantly surprised that young children, not only the girls, the boys also, they took part in the question answer session. They were eager to join a youth council for breast health in Doon University. They are ready to take onus of educating and making people aware on their own about this disease which is prevalent in the society, and for which many people they turn a blind eye. So it was a very big pleasant surprise for me, the way the students came forward. And probably the elder folk have not understood, but the young students of this country, and I could say, Sree, that the future of this country is really bright. Today when I spoke with these children, they were 500 odd, and they were so enthusiastic. They came down at the stage and they asked me, what can we do to form this council? And we want to form this council at the earliest in the university. So this will be the first such council being established in any government university of this country. So Doon University has taken a lead in this, and I really commend the Vice Chancellor for this action. It was her initiative that she gave me an audience and we discussed this issue, and today it finally culminated in this awareness event. So Sree, this is the logo of that particular organization and headquartered in your country.
Thank you so much, sir. And I saw the pictures of the event itself where you are speaking at the stage. So congratulations. And viewers, do follow Mayank ji. He keeps himself extremely busy. He has so many initiatives going on. Sir, may God grant you 36 hours a day.
Really, I require them, Sree. When your message came that evening, 8 o'clock, I said, okay, let me work it that way. So I couldn't refuse the polite offer that you offered. Yes.
Thank you, sir. A few questions and then I'll let you go. Let's start with the questions, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaste. Suddenly there's display of bravado by Pakistan. Is US shooting from Pakistan's shoulders?
Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Because USA is desperately trying to pin the Indian state down. And as Sree made a mention earlier in the program, and the Prime Minister has made very clear that we are not going to compromise on our farmers. So that is a very clear-cut statement given by the polity, and that's good. That's good. And yes, Pakistan is being used as what do you call? As a support. When you fire a gun, you have a support. So that support is Pakistan, and USA is using the gun to fire towards India.
Next one, please. Ruben Loganathan wants to know, since Pakistan leaders have started back its rhetoric against India by saying that they will destroy India, and at the same time 3 soldiers have died in the past few days from encounters, why play cricket?
Perfectly fine. I fully agree with you, Mr. Sorry, I can't pronounce
Ruben Loganathan.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce your name. Yes, I fully agree with you. We should not be playing cricket, plain and simple. You kill our men, civilians and defense personnel, and we play cricket. Sorry, this won't happen. I do advocate that yes, cricket should be played, but cricket should be played on a level playing field. So this field is not level playing field. You try and kill our people and we play cricket. Sorry, it is not done. I'm personally against playing cricket or any Bollywood activity also. Why leave Bollywood alone?
Very true, very true. Next one, please. Krishna Kishore wants to know, Munir, dog whistles again from Florida. Uri firing started. We lost 1 soldier. Repeat of Pahalgam, but now in open provoking Bharat?
Yes. Probably they are trying to say that, okay, we will provoke you and we have our backs. US is now taking care of us and now we will act. Probably trying to show that, okay, US is with us and you can try anything. But pardon me, India is not a country that is going to buckle down. So you may try all the stunts, but then finally you'll have an egg on your face, and probably you might be losing a big chunk of your country if in case you keep continuing with all such activities. Balochistan is on the verge of separation. Gilgit is brewing. Sindhu Desh, Sree ji, we can have a full-fledged program on Sindhu Desh, how Sindhu Desh is troubled and what is happening in Sindhu Desh and how it will sever itself. And Sindhu Desh, surprisingly, they want allegiance with India. So Sindhu Desh wants to separate from Pakistan and they want to join India. So this is yet another story which is coming up.
This is news. Wow,
Yes.
Wow. Fantastic. Next one, please. 𝗏𝗏 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗏 wants to know, it's for me, is it a good time to capture some land like salami slicing? Is it good or bad? What is the impact? General, you are the one on the, you know what is salami slicing, goods and bads about this.
No, perfectly. I am against all such activities. I want that people should rise and they should demand. Like I made a mention of Sindhu Desh. Now, Sindhu Desh, the people, they want to separate from Pakistan and they want to join the Indian Republic. If in case the people from, say, Gilgit-Baltistan also say, and POJK say that, okay, we want to move away from Pakistan and we want to join the Indian Republic, then they are most welcome. But sending our own troops and do salami slicing, I am against that, personally speaking. And it will, see, what will happen is that any such action, we are also going to lose lives. And why should we lose life for a land which does not have a soft corner for my motherland? First, try respecting the tricolor and then say that, okay, we want to stand under the shade of the tricolor. Once you say that, then of course we can think about it. Until unless you don't do that, sorry, I am not coming to your rescue. You fight your own battle.
Next one, please. 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗏 wants to know, with 5.2 million Indians in USA consume the GMO crops and local milk, why so much sensitivity about this aspect? It is more about protecting the farmers and dairy sector, right?
You said it. You said it, sir. You said it.
Well, Venkat, what people do is, well, before they buy the carton of milk, they look at what are the ingredients. And if there's any animal fat in it, they don't buy it. So there are different types of milk. Not everywhere you have the animal fat contamination. States like California absolutely stopped it 15, 20 years ago. Any milk is clean. At the same time, there are places probably where it is available still. I can't, I haven't shopped in every state in the United States, so I can't say that this is the case everywhere. So you have to, take it one step at a time. In fact, California also has been against GMO on a principle, but they haven't stopped it. California grows a lot of rice, mostly consumed by Indians also. Like I said, it's a mixed bag. You have to wait and see how this thing plays out. And GMO has a few problems, and we'll see how India is standing up to US for the GMO. Next one. Saloni Thakur wants to know, with defense deals vehicles put on hold due to tariff tensions, how might India recalibrate its defense procurement strategy, both in the short and the long term, to maintain operational readiness?
Very, very good question, Saloni. We have now seen that after Operation Sindoor, earlier our defense reliance on foreign countries were around 80%. Now our self-sufficiency has risen to 82%. So there is a marked improvement in self-sufficiency, and we are at present producing nearly everything. Some vital components are being imported. So at this point of time, I can proudly say that the Make in India policy has really yielded results, and we have been able to make state-of-the-art equipment. It was evident in Operation Sindoor that whatever we used was generally Make in India under the Make in India banner. And we are now ready to export, and we are exporting it also. Even NATO countries have placed demands on Indian missile systems. So at present, we are not only a defense producer, but we are a defense exporter as well. So yes, we are prepared for any form of aggression from any enemy, or we are now ready to protect our borders, and that too on our own terms. So we presently deal on our own terms, and our sovereignty is not at stake whenever such a deal is carried out. So rest assured, defense-wise, we are prepared, and we are prepared on our own. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And we'll be back with Colonel Chaubey a couple of weeks from now, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Thank you so much once again, sir. We'll talk about Sindhu Desh next time. Thank you.
Sure. Namaskar.
Bye.